guys. Welcome to another Facebook Live. Today I'm going to answer the question. I'm going to give you three reasons why smokers relapse and what you can do instead. So before I jump in, I'm Mary Kay Richardson. I'm the quit smoking expert. I help busy professionals to quit smoking when they've tried everything else, nothing has worked for them. And feel free to pass on the link to a friend or a colleague that might be struggling. So let's jump right in, guys. The purpose of this video is I'm going to give you three reasons why smokers relapse and what you can do instead. So one of the most popular smokers relapse is because they don't plan for the first week of their quit. So nicotine, once you stop smoking, your body's becoming more and more nicotine free. However, the nicotine receptors in your brain are going to really push you to want to smoke. And what happens is you don't realize, or in that moment, don't have a plan and realize that nicotine is really out of your body within the first 2 to 3 days. So your body is depleted of nicotine within the first 2 to 3 days. However, if you don't have a plan for how you're going to get through those first 2 to 3 days, and even that first week, that can make you very vulnerable to relapse. The second reason why smokers relapse is because they believe that they can have just one. They believe they can have just one cigarette, and then they talk themselves into having one, thinking that then they can continue their quit smoking, but really having one puts you back at the starting line. You have to start all over because now the nicotine needs to get out of your body. So don't fall into that trap. And the third reason why people relapse after quitting smoking is because they don't write down their triggers and they don't have a plan for what they're going to do instead. So one of the most common triggers is coffee. For most all of my, well, not all, but a good portion of my clients, for them, when they smoked, coffee was a big trigger. Cigarettes and coffee just went together. However, if you don't know that's a trigger for you, then what are you going to do the first day, the second day, the first week with your coffee? I mean, you have to have a plan. I'm going to drink coffee outside. Well, I'm going to put it in a travel mug and walk my dog, or I'm going to have it in the car instead of at home. Have it in the car on the way to work instead of at home. Or if you're working at home, have a plan. Maybe you go right into your home office and you start working and you have your coffee with you. Go to a place where you cannot smoke as you drink your coffee. That's what I mean by having a plan. So when you know your triggers, and what I suggest you do is write down all of your triggers when you smoke, in the morning, at night, after I eat, after maybe after you have a meeting, maybe you see smoking as a reward. So when you know your triggers, then especially that first week, you can plan, okay, every day I have coffee, I'm going to do something different. Every day I have meetings, I'm going to do something different afterwards. And also, as a bonus, one of the things people run into is how will they deal with cravings? So you may not have cravings, but it's always good to plan on, have a contingency. What will you do if you have cravings? So do a little research, and I've done it for you. Cravings really only last between 3 and 15 minutes. So when you have a plan for what you're going to do for those 3 to 15 minutes, and I always suggest scroll social media. If you're watching this, you're probably already on social media. That can eat up 3 to 15 minutes like that. And then the craving's gone, you can go back to work, and you don't have to think about it. So the best way to beat cravings is to distract yourself for those 3 to 15 minutes. So just to recap, guys, why do smokers relapse? The three top reasons that I think the three top reasons are, they believe that they can have just one cigarette. I've never seen that to be true. I've never seen that you can just have one and then never smoke again. Because really that one time, then the next time you'll think you can just have one. Next thing you're back to smoking as many as you ever did. A pack, a half a pack. So smoking one cigarette really just puts you back at the starting line. You have to start all over. The second reason is they don't have a plan for that first week as they quit smoking, knowing that nicotine is your body is depleted of nicotine within the first 2 to 3 days. How are you going to get through those first 2 to 3 days? I always suggest stay really busy, stay really distracted, keep yourself busy, have a plan for that first week. That way, if you still are having a little bit of cravings, you're going to have a plan for that first week. And the third reason, know your triggers, write them down, know what you're going to do instead. So make a T chart on your paper, trigger what to do instead, trigger what to do instead, trigger what to do instead, and post it places so that in that moment when you're triggered, you can just look down the list and say, oh, I've got all these options. I can do these things instead. Also, knowing that it's not impossible to quit smoking. If it were impossible, nobody would quit. But millions of Americans quit every year, and you can too. I hope this helped you today. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you on the next video. Oh, by the way, I'm Mary Kay Richardson. I'm the quit smoking expert. I help busy professionals to quit smoking when they've done everything else and nothing else has lasted or worked. They come to me and I help them become smoke-free in no time. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.